and while the three of you are sleeping, you all have a dream.
I have a dream.
Together?
I suppose...
Dream party!
I suppose together, but also you're not together.
Oh, because I was like, what does Nim look like? That's very important.
Yeah, no. Not together, but you all have a
Nim
dream.
looks like she has a lot of responsibility.
And each one of you just feel a warm, radiating light bathing over you.
Don't go towards the light.
And goes, I didn't go to sleep outside. What's going on?
Yeah, you got any reactions to your dreams?
Opposite direction.
Wait, can you what was the scene again?
You just feel a radiating warm light, like a radiant glow.
Like from the sun?
Possibly.
Is the rest of this just sort of like black nothingness?
It could be white nothingness. It could be black nothingness. It's whatever your subconscious wants it to be.
I'm floating in a tankard of ale.
And you just feel a warm, radiant glow.
Yes.
Is that like meaning you peed yourself? Because usually when you're in a liquid and you feel warm.
Yes.
I guess Samson pissed himself in the night.
I'm back. What just happened?
Samson pissed himself in the night. Apparently.
Alright. Okay.
I wasn't going for it, but hey, I'm not one to tell somebody how to play the character.
Listen, I don't know how dreams work.
Samson's
Right,
reaction
Samson
to
is...
dreams is did he actually...
Nah, he'd probably be like chilling by like an oasis back home.
Okay, so he hasn't pissed himself. Great.
Nah.
Good. I didn't want to dive into the morality and ethics of waking up to warm ale piss.
Nim, you got that little magic thing you do? There's been a spill.
Well, we gotta clean up on Al too.
We gotta clean up on Al Sampson.
Anyway, so everyone does a thing. Nim sheds covers her eyes, turns back over.
Just in your sleep.
Yeah.
In your dream state, you're like, no, I don't want to wake up, mommy. No, I don't want to go to school.
I'll head towards it.
You'll head towards it?
Yeah.
Now you're floating up from the oasis towards the bright light.
Oh shit.
Anyway, and Hyala?
She's in the opposite direction.
Running away from the light as fast as she can.
Yes.
You have going to, staying there, and leaving.
So, Samson's having a relaxing thing. Nim's dreaming about not getting up for school or something, and Hyala's just turned her dream into a nightmare because she thinks she's dying.
Yeah, Nim would like to do
a nightmare right now.
That's fair.
And
Nim would like to do an Arcana check.
Arcana check in your subconscious?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sub-Arcana check.
Fine, go for it, fam. You go to a check for latent magic and chocolate, and then you find a sheep with chocolate wings, and it speaks to you of greatness and glory. You then have 12 arms and 9 eyes, and goes back to sleep, only to find out that you are now a renegade angel having a horse and buggy race across the west to save the 7 parts of Samson in order to resurrect the Hyalagodrome. In other words, you're dreaming, and it's complete and utter fucking nonsense.
Fantastic.
But it makes complete sense to you.
And you decide to make a TTRPG system out of it. Like some weirdo.
What?
You heard me.
Nim makes her mage hand hold a gun and fire it.
Your mage hand goes to hold a gun, and as it wraps its hands around the gun, it instead becomes a Samson. Like it's good. It's a Samson. It's a Samson shaped like a gun, and you pull the trigger, and it goes yeah, and then it explodes into a million different cats.
What the hell do you keep dreaming about me, you weirdo?
Maybe she
This is not
likes
me.
you.
No, not like that. Nim is not the one in control of this dream. Nim would dream.
Zanzibar is.
Oof.
Nim would dream of sugar, and we all know it.
You start dreaming of sugar?
Yeah, it just looks like what Candyland, the board game, is trying to sell you.
Oh, gross.
Alright, but like, what would they see?
Where it left off, Tiala's running away from the light and Samson's floating up infinitely into the sky. You, by far, want the crazies with this in trying to actually dream the dream. So, kudos, I guess. Anyway, this seems to, much like many dreams do, go on for hours. And as you approach the next morning in real time, you sleep in, having your dream. And then you wake up to a blood-curdling scream.
Yikes.
All of
I'd
us?
like to not wake up. I'm kidding.
Like, all three of you just hear a, like, deafening scream outside of the cabin, some ways
I
away.
jumped to my feet.
Yeah, Hyala's up with her sword.
And
Wait, is it a man's scream or a lady's scream? That's
It's a
very
woman's
important to
scream.
the action.
Oh no, Prin!
Oh no, Prin! So the three of you shoot out of bed to the scream, and you just hear the thunderous, like, march of footsteps. And all of you roll me perception.
Oh goody.
Maybe this will look up for you.
Holy shit.
And one of them was a nat 20.
So
Samson's an early riser. He's good in the morning.
So Nim's slightly groggy, but she still gets most of it. Hyala is kind of neutral, but considering she just woke up, it's still pretty good for her. And Samson, in a rare turn of events, he hears probably the clearest because he's just in hyper alert mode. And through the cacophony of footsteps outside, you hear a number of things. You hear, "Get them! Get them before they get away! Caught the rest of them over here! Quick!" And you just start to hear, and your heart begins to sink, a distinctive, quick, like, thudding. And you each have 15 seconds real time to figure out what you're about to do. And
So wait, are we seeing outside what's going on, or are we just hearing this at the door?
No, you just hear the commotion outside. You're not seeing anything. But you all hear, like, there's a thunderous amount of footsteps going out on side. And distinctly you hear a quick gate with, like, large boot stomping, and it's coming towards the cabin.
I slap Prin awake and get both of my guns pointed at the door.
You go
However, Nim can cast Minor Illusion and make it look empty.
so the action you're going...
That's a much bigger illusion.
Well, but if I were to boost that with Pass Without Trace,
So...
it'd be like
So we're gonna go, since Eddie jumped up at it first, we're gonna go Eddie, then we're gonna go Nim, and then we're gonna go Hyala. So Eddie, what you're going to do with your 15 seconds of time is go to wake Prin, right?
Wake Prin with one hand and have a gun in the other.
Alright, Nim, what are you gonna do?
I got put on the spot and I forgot what I was gonna do. First.
Then we're gonna jump to Hyala, and then we'll come back to you. Hyala.
I assume Celeste is, like, awake.
Hyala's at the door.
You're gonna
With
get
the
up and go for the door?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Now remember, these 15 seconds are all gonna happen simultaneously, so nobody's doing anything just yet. And back to you, Nim, what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna cast minor illusion on myself and make it look like my bedroll is empty.
Alright.
By being invisible?
No, it's just I can't do a very big one, but I can make it look like my bedroll is empty.
And you're
Well,
just
I'm in it.
invisible.
Kinda, sorta. If it depends on if you beat the stealth save.
I don't think you could make the spell make you invisible.
Nah, just cast one over me. It looks like an empty
You create a
bedroll.
sound or an
That's
image of an object with the illusion. If you create a sound, okay. You can create an image of an object such as a chair, muddy footprint on a small chest.
Yeah, I feel like I can.
The image
create an
can't
empty
create
bedroll.
sound, light, smell, or any other sensory effect. That's a tough call. Technically, there's nothing in the wording to specifically bar it. Or bar it, I mean. But I don't know how much a stretch that use is.
If not,
fate
I will
die.
just hide behind Yala. At the
No,
ready.
don't hide behind Hyala. Hyala's the one about to charge into danger.
Okay, and then we'll go into the furthest corner and magic at the ready.
You can prepare a spell to cast as like the door.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
So you're gonna choose to prepare
Oh,
cast a
Wait,
spell?
hold on, I have to check one thing first.
Is it your spells?
No, my feet actually.
Do you have two of them?
Yeah, most of the time.
Are they all still
Huh? Most of the time?
there? You heard her.
You know how that
You know,
wild
I guess
magic
I
can
did.
be? Sometimes you just wake up and you don't have feet. You ever just have those moments when you surge it? Oh, no, I'm not phrasing. Backing off of that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I'm gonna try and not have one of those this session.
Damn, I was getting ready to catapult Rosebeard during the wrestling match too.
Is the door wood or metal?
Door's wood.
All right. I'm just trying to see if detect thoughts can be cast on someone outside the door.
But you have to see them?
It says it can be done through barriers, but I'm trying to make sure I don't have to know the person.
You might have to. You probably have to see them for that.
No, it says you can also use the spell to detect the presence of thinking creatures you can't see.
Well,
So-
are they
Detect-
thinking?
Well, detect the present.
Let's see. Detect the presence. Yeah. Once you detect the presence of a creature this way, you can read its thought for the rest of the duration. So that's what Nim's gonna go in the corner and do that.
So, with your 15 seconds, you're going to run off to the corner and attempt to detect the thoughts of whatever comes through the door.
Yeah.
First
Or
thing.
is going to the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. They do. They just. I detect the presence first, and then the thought. Whatever works.
Alright, everybody ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Samson, you gotta ready your gun and you gotta reach for Prin. Prin is not there. You don't know
What
if
the hell?
he's still in the cabin, but he is not there. Hyala, you go to run for the door, while Nim, you go to prepare to detect thoughts. You get close to the door, and as you're coming up to it, you hear the gate shuffle quickly, and it is coming right at the door. Before you even reach the door shatters off its lock and swings wide open, as a short blur comes across the room straight for Samson. Before you can even turn your head to Samson, there is a revolver pointed right in your face as Johnny's pushing you back into the room, and behind him, many other crew members start flooding in, all guns raised. Samson, before you even can think of what to do next, your 15 seconds end, and Rosebeard grabs you by the throat and hauls you into the wall, and the only thing that comes out of his mouth is, "What the fuck did you all do?"
Oh my god.
Wait, what did he say?
I
What?
think I know what's going on.
What the fuck did you all do?
Ugh.
Nothing,
Wait.
actually. We
Wait.
slept.
Oh.
And he has just got you, like, big meaty
By the
hand
throat.
around your throat, and you are up off the ground as high as he can pull you. And Nim, you caught Rosebeard as he was going through the door with the tech thoughts, and all you can hear is, "I'm gonna fucking kill these kids."
Oh,
Oh.
he's nice.
Kiala, as you look at Johnny, Johnny just points the gun again and is like, "Now, pretty kitty, don't do anything stupid. We're not here to murder anybody just yet."
What the hell? do
All
you
evidence to the
want?
contrary.
The hell do I want? I want you to explain to me while the knife here and the giant fucking crocodile just went ape shit and off two people.
What the hell are you talking about?
Put him down. He can't talk if he's like that.
She has a point, Captain. He can't talk if you're gritting your teeth and choking his airway. And Rosebeard kind of looks over his shoulder and he just drops Samson. And he just looks you dead in the eye. "We had a deal on!"
We still do. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
So quick pin on that. When Rosebeard just is thinking, we're gonna kill these kids, and then we'll hop to Johnny and see what his initial thoughts are.
We might kill these kids.
And you hop to Johnny and you just hear, "I can't believe he's dead."
Somebody
Solemnly. I assume.
Huh?
Solemnly, I assume.
Kind of half shock, kind of 1/3 shock, 1/3 anger, 1/3 just solemn.
All the stages of grief.
Nim will hop to another guy, hoping for actual details.
It's just mind reading the room.
As you keep doing this, the surface layer thoughts are all over the place.
I wonder if I left the oven on.
Nothing
Oh,
that
nice.
silly, but
Ooh.
as you continue to hop around from person to person, it's gonna take you a few seconds to get a cohesive story because the surface level thoughts are quick and rapid and they're flying by you.
That's fine.
Now-
Just let me know when I get the story.
What the hell's going on? Prince Celeste?
And as he's just looking at Johnny, he'll just look back at you and quickly just deck you right in the stomach.
Why do you stop me from talking?
Kiela's gonna grab the barrel of the gun that's pointed at her.
Do something. Try me. Nim's still in the corner.
And as you do that, Johnny kind of just tries to hold it up as, 4 more guns just come over his shoulders. And he's just like, No, I'm not gonna shoot you if I don't have to, so why don't we just carefully... And he kind of just starts tilting the gun up towards the ceiling and away from you.
I have a very quick solution. Why doesn't Kiala cast Zone of Truth and say, we don't know what you're talking about?
I think casting magic right now.
Casting magic, especially on yourself, while theoretically proves your innocence, does not prove anything to them.
No, I mean, they also can't lie. If they
I
don't
don't
have
think they're.
They don't
Gun.
plan to. They're just being unreasonable. We just have to talk to them.
We
I'll
can't.
Well, you can't. Kiala
Oh.
can.
No, oh yeah.
Nim shouldn't.
You know,
Nim stay in the corner.
Yeah, Nim is not moving. There are guns here.
And Johnny, quickly, like in the few seconds of what's going on, surveys the room. He's like, Captain, there's 2 bedrolls missing. Alright, I promise not to kick you in the stomach if you tell me why they're gone.
How the hell am I supposed to know? I just got up myself. Whatever the hell's running through their damn heads, you're gonna have to either cut them off and ask yourself. But it ain't got nothing to do with us still here.
Has Nim got the full story yet?
Nim's starting to piece together that Prin and Celeste were seen leaving early, and at some point they went over to the nearby ranch, and that's when shit hits the fan, but you haven't figured out just what yet. You know somebody's dead, but you don't quite understand how or why that happens, and you're starting to get the feeling that they don't know what the hell's going on either. They're just acting on impulse to try and figure out what the hell's going so wrong so quick.
Yeah. So
I'm never gonna do this again.
Hyala's gonna start slowly walking towards where Samson is.
And Rosebeard's just gonna look at you, just baring his teeth, is like, Captain? Calm? How can you be calm right now? Because we're in a small room, and I don't really want to have to find new lumber to patch up the walls. And I don't think you do either, and I damn well know you don't want to kill a couple of kids today. Fuck! As he kind of just walks away from the Samson and finds the nearest table and just flips it across the room.
Yeah, Hyala grabs Samson and just moves him behind her.
Off the floor?
Sure. I forgot he was on the floor.
I mean, I guess he would probably be on his knees.
Okay, yeah.
Just like, coughing.
She's like, stay close.
Nim feels very unsafe on the other side of the room.
So there's still like a bunch of angry, crewmates with pistols raised. You even start to see outside the window. They're pointing the guns up to the panes. The house is completely surrounded.
How many?
So
more than you want to fight.
Listen up.
Y'all got us surrounded. We ain't dumb enough to try and break out. So you tell us what the hell's going on, since you know more than we do. 'Cause as I see it, we woke up, this place got stormed by people we consider friends, and they're telling us that our other friends have apparently got lost a screw and went on some sort of rampage. And you expect answers from us?
Yes, I suppose that was a little bit, hasty.
Not helping.
I understand you're pissed. I could see it in your eye before you dropped us off that you weren't kidding when you told me not to touch no one here.
Yes, well, the captain doesn't take these things very well, so let me try and explain what happened, sweetheart. Early in the morning, we saw Celeste, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Prin, they had left. They had a bunch of stuff on their back. It looked like they were heading out. We figured you guys were getting on the rise. You didn't show up. We figured maybe they were going to pick up a few more supplies. We saw them over by the Runner Ranch, and before we knew it, all of a sudden, Thomas's wife started screaming. We start running over to here to see what's going on, and the next thing we see is Prin and Celeste on their own runners, and they're taking off straight towards the desert. Shoot as an arrow, not taking any turns, not taking any stops. Well, as far as I can tell, and as far as some of the men came back running screaming, Thomas and his wife are dead. In a pool of their own blood. I haven't seen the body, but as soon as the captain heard that, he went over to the cabin. We heard you three were in here. We thought maybe we could catch you and learn something, so we stormed and we were ready to beat the ever-loving shit out of you. Is that enough for you lads?
Does it not seem counterintuitive to try and kill the ones you want answers from?
Does it not seem counterintuitive to explain reason to a pirate, dearie? To be fair,
Okay.
we're not exactly missionaries. As he kind of flamboyantly waves his hand in the air and goes over and he puts his shoulder on Rosebeard, or puts his hand on Rosebeard's shoulder.
And after catching his breath a bit during that explanation, Samson will get up. I'm glad I did not knuckle up with you last night. Listen. This might be a shocker for y'all, but I don't know what to say.
And
Okay,
Rosebeard kind of looks over his shoulder at you, and he's just got, like, constricted pupils. He's just got fucking death in his eyes.
If I know anything about the people that we came here with, I don't know how and I don't know what, but that was not Celeste and that was not Bryn. At least not their... Might have been their bodies, but I don't know what the hell they're doing. Samson's going to turn around and punch the wall behind him.
Man, we didn't want to destroy the wall.
They didn't want to destroy the wall.
Roll me a Constitution save. Like, you bare knuckle punch it, right?
I bare knuckle punch it.
Roll me a Constitution save.
Damn, he's good!
You managed.
Punch the cabin with so much force it launches everyone inside it into the sea.
You managed to shake the wall a bit and leave a dent in the lumber, and somehow you managed not to tear up your knuckles. Good show, jolly good show.
Nice.
I don't know what the hell has gotten into them, but I know for certain that's not them. They're not killers. They're certain hell not animal trainers. Those two couldn't get near any of those birds without getting a few claws in their chests. So, whatever the hell did this, it was not them. At least not up there.
Rosebeard remains silent, and Johnny's thinking about it. The rest of the crew is looking like they don't know what to do, but they certainly got their guns pointed at you.
You guys are blessed.
Alright, Queens, give it a rest. I don't think we're shooting them today.
Nim, Kala, pack your stuff up.
And Johnny kind of, like, stops at that, and he kind of looks at you. He's like, that's actually a good question. The bedrolls are gone, and they left with quite a lot of things. Check your stock.
I'm gonna look at everything that I have on me.
Yeah.
And you're going to take stock of everything?
Mm-hmm.
As much as I can within, like, a little bit of time.
Nim, you also take stock of things?
Uh-oh.
Wait, sorry, my mom was talking to me. What?
Do you also take stock of things, Nim?
Yeah, I will also do an Arcana check, see if anything magic-y's left behind, or happened.
You feel, latent energy in the room. A bit old, it's fading. So it was definitely something that was cast a while ago. And you recognize this kind of magic. It's a kind of magic meant to keep people asleep.
Does Nim say? Nim goes, wait, something weird here.
Yeah.
You can if you want
no
to.
nuggets, weird things are happening.
No, someone cast a sleep spell on the hut.
What?
Someone cast a sleep spell on the hut. Can Nim track the magic like a bloodhound?
I mean, suppose you can. I suppose you can. But first things first, as you and Samson take stock of what should be and what's around, you come up with a short list of things that are unaccounted for.
Mm-hmm.
And they are as follows. The decanter of endless water is missing.
Aww.
All of your meat that is not sand crackler meat is now missing.
We took the good one?
The map is also missing. All of your leftover fruit is missing. The wine in particular is missing. All the hard spirits are still around.
Well, I mean, I was out of the wine anyway. That's fine.
Yeah, any remaining wine, if there was, is gone. But perhaps most damning, both bags of holding are gone.
So they emptied the bags of holding?
As of right now, you know they're gone. You don't know if they emptied anything out of the bags of holding.
Well, that would mean everything in the bags of holding are gone.
Yeah. You don't know where the latent stuff is from the bags of holding, because the room is not filled with shit. It's in fact sans objects, not...
So everything on, like, Samson's body is basically gone, unless it was strapped to his back.
Oof.
Oh no, your guns!
Strapped to his back.
Yeah, he keeps his guns on him. I was gonna say it's a good thing.
That
We're gonna have to
is
shoot some bitches.
the list. Do you report the list to anybody, or do you just stay silent about it?
Nim says, my decanter is gone!
The bags are gone.
Who cares about the bags? My decanter!
Nim, everything that we had to survive on this island is gone.
Why would they take
And
30 pounds
Johnny-
of raw sand?
And Johnny kind of like looks at the captain. Well, I think I know where most of your trading stuff is.
Are you gonna finish that sentence?
And he kind of just like points past Samson towards the back wall. There's a distinctive large pile of surplus supplies just out behind the cabin.
Oh, well, at least they left us a gift. Samson's gonna rush past them.
I'm surprised they
And
didn't just take
quickly,
the gift, to be honest.
Johnny's just gonna like grab him and drag him back. It's like, that's not a good idea right now. As you kind of take a moment to listen, and you just hear basically a mob developing outside. See,
Whatever.
I'll give you the short explanation. The normal people, the townsfolk, as you might call them, they're not complete pushovers. They're a little pissed, and we ran here first, both as possibly to kick the snot out of you, and secondly, to make sure they don't take your heads. So it's not a good idea for you to leave this cabin.
Kiala is so close to decking him.
Johnny, let me go. I don't care about the stuff in the... I don't care about the stuff I left behind in the bag. But I think we can both agree that not only is it our responsibility to clean up after those two, drag their asses back here, but you know we're also the only ones looking to go into that desert and do it. So, much as you'd like want to keep us in with this cavern, unless it's gonna grow a pair of legs and run us eastward, then you're gonna have to let us go.
Oh, we fully intend to. It's kind of customary. You're going to go out and hunt those two down like dirty rats. The problem is you getting out of this town before a pitchfork gets put in your throat. Captain,
You were
what
the
are we
ones
going
who
to do
riled
about
up this
that?
mob.
Quick
Fix it.
question: is our water bug still here?
The water bug is in fact still here. That's good.
Do me a
and,
favor and look after it.
Hold
Don't
that
you mean
thought.
send it back?
Captain, they are coming. What are we doing? I'm gonna go talk to them. And he kind of just starts walking. You keep them here until I make sure that we figure something out. Are we doing lock and key? We're doing lock and key. And as he kind of starts walking up the door, the crew rapidly getting out of his way, you just hear him call out from outside, "Right now! Lock and key!" And you just hear
right.
big...
I only have one guess what that is, and Samson's just gonna like stop trying to fight to move past Johnny and just put his hands up.
And you just hear big, thundering footsteps trekking through the sands and whatever dirt or mud may be on the ground. And you just see Johnny close the door, and you hear both footsteps stop in front of the door, a bit of turnaround in the mud, and then the whole cabin shakes. It was what sounds like a big mass of metal slams into the ground. Unfortunately, Mr. Merrymaker, you're stuck in here for a bit. As he leans his back against the door. Lock and key. I'm the lock. Rhino's the key.
Oddly specific, but whatever.
If anyone's paying any attention to Hyala, she has the largest murderous aura.
Honestly, Samson's probably matching that right now.
And then there's Nim in the corner.
Yeah.
Believe you me, if we wanted to kill you, we would have already done. I guarantee you, the people of the port will kill you. And they won't ask questions.
And you were the ones who riled them up against us, so tell us, why should we trust you now?
No, we didn't rile them up against you. They're riled because they're looking at two corpses. We ran here first because we knew two things. One, we wanted answers, and two, they don't. So us being here and securing this was both half so we could get information and keep them from torching this building to the ground. So we're technically helping you, so settle down.
Bullshit.
You want answers. They want blood. We want...
Cake.
Let them eat cake!
Man, if only I could cast Alter Self on different people. Be a very quick fix. Anyway, does Nim know if anything other than a sleep spell was cast, or is that the only magic she found?
That's the only magic you get for right now. Or that's the only magic that's been cast.
Ah.
So, they're, like, on the other side of the door, right?
The titular Rhino is. The crew's still kind of standing guard outside. There's a few guys still inside with Johnny and the rest of you, but the mob kind of just sounds far off, and you can almost see, like, flickering of torches. You figure it's pitchfork time, and you hear in the distance the distinctive grumblings and yellings of Rosebeard, who's apparently trying to, like, calm down the crowd. And as the seconds tick by, the screaming match is quickly getting louder. And about a good 5 minutes pass, which feel like an eternity. And Johnny's just leaning there, and the screaming from the mob is just getting more frantic and louder. And Johnny kind of just bites his lip, looks at the three of you and says, "Yeah, I know how this is going. Cover your ears real quick."
Nim covers her ears.
Samson covers a ear.
Hyala ignores him and goes to start seeing if there's any, like, other exits they can get through.
There's a window, but
It's not a lifting window.
it's
like
a breakable window.
I mean, you could try. But anyway.
Like a canter!
So, Johnny just looks at Yellow and he's like, you might regret that. And he just slides his fingers up to the ear, and you literally just hear a rifle go off in the distance, and then you just hear the signature cannonball of the Ring Barrel Pirates go off in the atmosphere, and it just rocks the windows and hurts your ears a little bit if you weren't covering them. No damage
Which, I mean,
taken,
like...
but there's a bit of a tinnitus ring.
I mean, like, all of us have heard it before.
Yeah. We're on Rosebeard's
Probably
ship.
a bit closer than we would have been.
Fair enough. So, just like, all of a sudden, the mob's just silent, and you just hear Rosebeard start screaming at the top of his lungs. You can't make out what he's saying, but he's screaming. And you give it a few seconds, and he just starts coming walking back. You hear that familiar gate, and the footsteps just kind of, the big loud footsteps kind of saunter from side to side, and the door is literally just, you hear somebody go to grab the knob, and it turns, and then it kind of just falls out of the door, and Rosebeard's just standing there with a doorknob in his hand. He's like, "Alright, I broke it," and he throws it across the cabin. "So, here's the deal. I've given it some thought, and I really don't want to punch anybody else today.
Appreciated.
But I'm not letting you off the hook," and he points a big fat finger at Samson. "We made a deal, and you're gonna own up to it. So,
I've been trying to, and you kept me locked in here while you played judge, jury, and executioner.
well, I am fucking sorry we're on an island in the middle of the fucking nightmare realm. Blow it out your ass!"
Well,
Now,
that's just rude.
here's what's gonna
Nim did
happen.
not say that.
You wanna
These
fix your
pirates are our enemies now.
You want to fix your shit? I'm all will for it. Because believe it or not, I still don't fucking hate you three. I've got a newfound hatred for what just ran off across into the savannah. But I don't fucking hate you three. So I don't want your head on a plaque. But I want, in particular, a salamander's head mounted on a plaque. And I want whatever you can fucking do with that knife-eared piece of shit. So here's how it's gonna be. You're missing some key supplies, you still got something to ride, and I've got a way to do it. Johnny's just kind of cocking an eyebrow, like he's interested in what the captain came up with. They're not gonna kill you so long as they see that those two sons of bitches are dead. And I figure there's one very good way to assure that happens. Because as much as I want to trust you, I'm not sure that if I let you go, you're ever coming back. And I think that's a fair assessment if you were in my boots. Any objections? Yeah. Okay. Right now! As he kind of leans his head out the door, you're gonna go with him. You're about as good as anybody else here at hunting down men considering your job. And considering what you do for the people. So you're gonna help them hunt them down, keep them alive, and make sure they can make up their end of the bargain. Any objections? And you just hear, you just hear the shaking of armor as if somebody's shaking their head. Good. All right, ladies and gents, come out and meet your new replacement.
I guess we'll head out then.
Right. God damn it, it's not another thing. And
Nim is not a happy camper.
I would imagine nobody would be a happy camper right now.
Hell is about to kill some pirates.
Samson's about to kill something.
So, before they exit, Hyala wants to request, as politely as she can muster at the moment, that they give us three a minute to discuss, like, alone.
And Rosebeard kind of looks at you, and Johnny looks at him as like, look, I know Thomas is dead. Just give them time to figure this out. 1 minute isn't too bad, and what are they gonna do? Crack a window? We've got guns, Captain. Fine.
I was actually about to say that. What are we gonna do? Leave? Away.
So, yeah, no, you got 1 minute, and they attempt to funnel out and then close the door, but there's no longer a knob. It's pretty much broken there. It's just completely fucking shattered from the shoulder bash. So you just see Johnny just snake his finger in and kind of like hook it on the bottom part of the hole, and he just kind of, you just see him hold it there. He's like, I don't mean to bother you, as he kind of leans his eye down to the hole, but if I let go of the door, as he does, the door kind of starts sliding open again.
Kiala will just lean against it. Won't say anything. We'll
gonna
just
say
press
Nim
all
can
the
use
weight against it at
mending.
once.
I was
Hey,
gonna say Nim can use mending. It's not a big thing.
hey, fair enough. That works.
Nim just seals the door back to like normal.
Just seals the door into like no wood at all.
Yeah, can we just make the building fly away?
No, I don't have that much magic. I'm sorry.
So you've
That'd be
got
a
a
funny
minute.
spell.
You've got a minute to discuss your basic lightning round of events.
So the pirates are our enemies now.
No.
No.
Yala, you're not putting another single Zanzibarian life
On the ground.
I'm not
anywhere on
I'm
the
not
ground.
saying we harmed them. I say we can no longer trust a single thing they do.
They're mad for good reason. A good man died, and we have to figure out why.
Do we have that kind of time?
Listen, once we get to those two, we string them up. They can answer anything that we tell them to. And I don't think right now any one of us are against that. But I think I also speak for us when we all know that something fishy's going on for. And this ain't them. None of those two, nothing they've ever put forth would suggest that they would just kill an innocent man and his wife. Nothing about honor, nothing about helping. This isn't them. I don't know what the hell's behind this one, but I'm going to find out, and I'm going to wring their neck. So, if
Don't be as
these...
hasty as they are.
Listen, I do not like when I have to track down another person. I don't like being put in this situation. Whoever the hell pulling these strings, they're gonna get what's coming to them. However, this isn't the first time I've done this. Sure as hell hope it's the last. Now, those pirates, the only things we have, help us get some answers. So, however you feel about them, you know you'd do the same if anything happened to your people.
That's entirely different.
Is it?
Yes.
Whatever. Point is here, they are not the enemies. Trin and Celeste aren't the enemies. Whatever the hell is behind this is the enemy. And we'd do best to remember that, not jump to conclusion. Now, I for one, getting ready to storm out, head westward, and any damn thing that can carry me through the desert. I'd like to think that I'm not going to be alone for that. Especially since they'll kill you guys here if you stay, so. I'm pretty sure that this is better than dying. You can see Samson, like, as he's starting to talk, he's starting to, like, be tense. You know, so a little humor is returning back to him, but he's still very serious. Nim, you said you found something?
A sleep spell was cast. To put us into a deeper sleep than normal.
Now, something tells me this isn't the first time that happened.
What do you
Well,
mean?
it depends. Did anyone have a strange dream more than once recently?
I had a strange dream last night. It was back around home and something was coaxing to me, but I think I woke up before anything happened.
So, question.
Mm-hmm.
Hyalla's not the type to usually remember dreams. Is there anything about this dream that would force it to remain in her consciousness? Or would she tends to just not remember?
You would still remember the feeling of the warm light.
And actively avoiding it.
And how you maybe not actively avoiding it, but you do remember. You will remember the sensation of radiance and warm light.
Yeah, so she's just like...
And the more you think on that, the more you'll probably remember about the dream.
Yeah. Something sickening feeling.
That was probably us experiencing whatever the hell was trying to get us to act like that. Now, those two have been put to sleep by something mighty powerful before. I'm sure as we're all aware, Celeste does not sleep. Yet, this is the first... About a week ago, if you recall, she was out like a light.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell did it. But...
Is there another Rose here?
You could run me an Arcana to see if you feel the rose. If I remember correctly, it had latent magic.
I don't remember the specifics. I just remember there was a black rose.
Woo!
Yeah.
So you do another Arcana sweep of the room, and you don't find a black rose at all. But you do notice a faint source, and as you go and follow to the source, you see the only thing that Celeste left behind was the journal from her father.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, well, it definitely wasn't them.
Yeah, so Nim goes, she left her book, and she
Not-
never leaves that.
Not the big research book, the book that she picked up from
Zanzibar.
Granny Zanzibar.
Oh,
The-
that
the-
book, the one
yeah.
that was chunked into the ocean.
Yeah, the one that she almost threw into the ocean, the one that she's never touched, the one that she's never read. The one book that she didn't want anything to do with, that's the one thing she left behind.
But Thomas was a good man from the little I knew him.
Not that
Even
it
if this
matters.
Even if this wasn't our mess to clean up, it don't sit right to me that he got involved.
Quick question, do you pick up the book?
Yeah, Nim grabs the book.
And
Oh boy.
as you grab it, nothing malicious happens to you, but you
Okay.
recognize the slight sensation you get from it. And as you pick it up, your eyes are kind of drawn over towards behind the cabin. Not behind the cabin, that'd be towards the water. But out across in the general direction of the savannah, basically towards the east.
Mm-hmm.
And you feel that familiar old man feeling. And you know that Zanzibar is somehow attached to the book. But the only thing that you end up sensing as your hearing and other senses kind of go numb for a second is you vaguely feel like he turns around and you just barely hear, "Don't look at me. This wasn't me."
Can you give some pointers?
Do you ask him that?
Yeah, seems like you want to offer some assistance. No, she just goes, can you offer some assistance then?
Oh, easily. She's a warlock. As you feel like he's kind of like picking dirt out from underneath his nails. You need me to
That
tell
doesn't
you?
help, Nim.
Think about it. And all of a sudden you kind of feel like the line go dead.
Zanzibar left you on red.
So you
Just
get
stop
like...
picking up on...
What?
No, finish what you were saying.
Yeah, so the only things you really get out of him is like your little connection line opens up for a brief moment, and he like notices you picked up the book, and he's just like, "Hey, this wasn't me." And then when you ask him, can you give her a pointer, and he's like, She's a warlock. Figure it out.
Yeah, because that tells them so much. So Nim goes and says, well, Zanzibar says he has nothing to do with this one.
What the hell does that mean?
I don't know. He didn't answer my other question. He told me to figure it out. She's a warlock.
Warlock?
That is so fucking Nim.
What?
That is such a Nim thing to do. Just be like, hey guys, I talked to Zanzibar. Out of all the moments to drop information like that. Oh, you make me proud, Shay.
So, between me and Nim, who do you think has spent more time with Celeste?
Definitely Nim.
Yeah, that's what I
Him and
thought.
Celeste were like attached at the hip on the boat.
Yeah, on the boat. I mean, like, I was also hanging out with Celeste on the boat, and we went through some emotional stuff.
Yeah, but
And then-
Celeste trusted Nim with way more she ever trusted you with.
True. But
Just
I know
like-
about her dumb rock thing.
Nim was
About
gonna.
the
I mean,
dumb
Nim was
rock
gonna-
thing, but Nim knows why she has the dumb rock thing.
She's a warlock. What the hell could that mean?
I don't know. He didn't tell me.
You're supposed
I
to be
go
the
to
magic expert here. What the hell could that have meant? What the hell even is a warlock?
A warlock is someone who makes a pact with a patron instead of
That-
having like. Yeah.
That sounds stupid. Why would anyone do that?
Well, people do it for various reasons. For information, for power. Sometimes it benefits the patron more. Sometimes it's so you
Whoa,
don't
whoa.
die. Say you're put in a life or death situation. What?
Whoa, move back, move back.
Elevator
What was
movie.
that third one?
What was the third one? No, mentally, I was going down a list. I was not counting them.
Oh, the third one was that it would benefit the patron.
Oh, Nim says sometimes it benefits the patron more than it benefits the person.
I imagine it always does.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that's willing to just that powerful. That's just willing to help for no reason.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they always have their hand in the cookie jar.
Unrelated, but Hyala's gonna cast protection from evil and good on herself.
Listen, Nim, I'm gonna need you
Yeah?
to do me a favor, because we both
Okay.
know of the very few things that the very, very many things that I can do and do well. Thinking's not one of them. I need you to think on this and come up with any ideas you can as to what the hell might drive these two to do these things.
I say we
Well,
do it while we walk.
Where,
And
Yeah,
Hyala will
do
sort
that.
of get up off of the door.
okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much our good a good minute.
It was definitely longer than a minute, but as the
yeah,
door,
But Hyala was like not letting anyone in.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like the characters didn't have to think about what they were saying. The players
Yeah.
did.
yeah, but
Yeah.
the speech itself was definitely over 60 seconds, which isn't an issue. It's not like it was timing you or anything. But anyways, Hyala backs off the door kind of opens again, and Johnny was just standing sideways close to the door, and he just looks at you, he's like, to be fair, you didn't say anything about eavesdropping. Anyway.
I assume you'll want to follow us as we track them.
No, that's what Big Boy's for. Isn't that right, Big Boy? And he just slaps, just slightly out of your view, what sounds like big armor.
Nim is gonna fix the door.
And you indeed fix the door. To which
Put
makes...
the handle back on.
Yeah.
I'm imagining you pick up the loose parts and kind of hold them in place and mend the door, and Johnny kind of just looks at you and stops tapping. He's like, that is incredibly useful.
It is, though it hasn't come up much, gonna be honest.
You might want to fix the other side too. And Samson gestures at the hole, like the dent he put in with his fist.
Alright, Nim will fix it, because it's been brought to her attention.
And he does, and Johnny just kind of strikes a flamboyant pose. He's like, that's a shame, that was a mighty fine punch. Oh well.
Alright?
Let's
Get
be
me
going.
pissed enough, and I'll do it again.
Kiala's gonna just start tracking them and walking.
Okay, so
So,
does Nim know Celeste's magical signature enough to pinpoint it from afar?
Roll me a fate.
Alright, because I have done so well at those.
You do.
Oh, cool. I'd like to see where where Celeste is on the map.
On the what map?
Well, like, how far away she is, but, like, you tell me where she is in the desert.
Well, she's nowhere near the desert yet, but she is certainly over your horizon and leaving fast. Those birds are running.
So,
But I'm assuming you all step out of the cabin?
yeah.
yeah, we'll step out of the cabin, not like a hurry or anything, because we're also told that we were going to be getting, I don't know, like a ride through the desert.
Yeah,
At least that's what the captain alluded to.
As you get out, you don't notice him at first, but the captain's kind of just been sitting there on the ground, just like hands over his knees, and he just looks up at you, Samson, and anger has just given way to hurt. Like, he's just got a pain in his eyes. It's not your fault, boy. I'm sorry, I hate you.
You
Twice.
had all the right to.
Well, anyway, as he gestures with his right hand up at him, this is Rhino. He's going with you to make sure they stop living. And as you look, you just see the source of the big body slam the key to the lock maneuver.
Whoa, Ganondorf.
I knew it! I knew you were gonna say that. It wasn't what I was going for, but hey, yeah, Ganondorf.
Cool.
Man, Nim's not useful anymore. She doesn't have her decanter.
And he
Yeah,
is...
it's a shame.
Yeah,
Oh,
if only she had, like, other spells that were half as useful as that decanter.
Nah.
Look,
So,
man,
like-
that decanter's been with us so long.
Well,
It's like a mascot.
Samson, not one to look back on the past. I kill Nim because she's no longer not useful.
Yeah, she's useless now, so dead weight.
Yeah. Bang. All right, Yala, it's you and me.
But anyway, as you look up at what could honestly be mistaken for just a pillar of metal and armor, it stands the literally 8-foot tall rhino. And he kind of just looks down at the three of you. Just
Kiala bows.
What's up?
Nim says, "Hi, would you like a piece of candy?"
All of Nim's candy was taken.
No. Nim offers him a piece of blue raspberry.
yeah, the candy was not taken. And he kind of stares at it for a second, and he kind of moves out his big hand. And do you drop the candy into his hand?
Yes.
And he kind of just looks at this very tiny candy in his massive bare paw of a hand. And he looks at you and just goes, "Rhino, thank you for candy." And lifts it up to his mouth and kind of just tilts it in.
I'm just imagining him doing one of those smiles that's like only the mouth. He just goes, mm.
He does. As the candy sits in his mouth, he just gets a
I like him already.
raspberry. Rhino-like. Thank you. As his big bear paw kind of just pats Nim on the head gently.
Kiala's just like, oh, he reminds me of DePello, just less literate.
Nim says, "You're welcome."
Did Hyala actually say that?
Oh no, that's just what she's thinking.
Fair enough.
I don't think
Thinking.
anyone here knows who DePello is, so...
Hey, you could. Hyala's not one to blurt things out, but some people are. That wasn't a direct at Nim. But anyway.
Guess it was. Who else does that?
I do. Sometimes I blurt stuff out like that.
Ligma.
I'd hope not as rude as Nim does.
No, nowhere near. Nim's a little fucking terror ant.
True.
Well, Nim's fine. She gave the stranger candy.
Anyway, so after introductions, Samson's gonna look over to to Rosebeard, and he's gonna be like, "So, Captain, you said you had an idea of how we're getting through that desert?"
Me? Hell no. Like I keep saying, I don't know anything of the interior. But, as he points up at Rhino, this one, he's got your way. Ain't that right, big boy? As he kind of taps the shin plate.
Well, so here's how this goes. We had a method of getting through the desert, but we lost our way of feeding it. And he's gonna nudge over to where Lily is parked. And as he does that, I assume she makes, like, noises that mimic a car being, like, locked with the alarm on. Weep, weep.
Sad Lily noises are sad. What do you mean? Those things only eat grasses.
Yeah, well, they're also water bugs, and they were supposed to help us not aggro anything in the desert that could clock our lights out, or worse. However, we lost the only thing keeping it alive with our little funny water bottle. So unless you got a second one there, that plan's dead.
And you... So, the captain and Johnny kind of look at each other. He's like, that might be an issue. I don't know where we'd find one of those. And you kind of just see the towering, the jolly green giant reach around to one of his back bags, and he kind of just fumbles around, and he's like, I don't think this help. And he just holds out like an extra large him-sized decanter, which has different markings, but...
Of finite water?
I don't know. You guess you're gonna have to figure it out.
Nim would like to do an Arcana check, because that's the fastest way.
True.
Alright.
Unless you have, like, identify, in which case that would be the fastest way.
It is indeed a decanter of endless water. Perhaps this one's called something different, like a decanter of infinite water. Or a decanter of endless aqua. But it has the same effects and properties of what you lost.
A decanter of Fiji water. Rhino has standards.
Rhino appreciate good taste.
You only drink smart water. What are you talking about?
A decanter of endless power aid.
Rhino drink smart water. Electrolytes make Rhino think good.
So Nim will go, that's what we need. It's a decanter, though it looks a bit different.
Alright, well. Good enough for me. We're heading on Lily. Nim, you said you were tracking something. Do you think you can tell us where they were heading?
Can Nim tell them where they were heading?
As earlier, she does know Celeste's, like, magic signature.
Yes.
As far as you can tell, and from what you can remember of the map, you can basically detect that they are beelining it for the tower, which might be why they took the map in the first place.
So Nim goes, they're beelining for our destination.
Of course, only those two idiots could get lost heading in one direction. Well, Rhino, how you feel about meeting Zanzibar?
That what you actually say? Because we're still in front of everybody.
Well, if they're heading for the tower, and we think they're heading for the tower,
yeah,
there's
but
no
we
reason.
Destination.
Yeah.
So
they
far,
gonna do,
the
run
entire
past it?
group doesn't have to know. Only Rhino needs to know.
Yeah.
And based on what we've seen so far, I think this needs to be on a need-to-know basis.
Yeah.
Also, Hyala strongly objects to saying any words to the pirates at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
you do.
do you or do you not actually say that?
Given the consideration of the rest of the party, I will not say that out loud. Looks like they're heading east. They're straight into the desert. Now, from what I can tell from what you know about Zanzibar, and it'll be a turn over to Rosebeard, that desert seems to be about a death sentence for everyone. But I know that ain't what you're waiting for.
And he kind of just like looks up at you.
Captain, I've kept my word to you before, and I know it's going to be hard for you, but I want you to trust me on it. I will get to the bottom of it.
Oh, I know you will. But Merrymaker,
Captain,
Johnny, stay here. Rhino, stay here. Rastio, clear out now before I start throwing punches. And he waits a good solid 2 minutes for everybody to kind of leave you all alone.
like the 5 of us, or just the us of us?
You three and him, Johnny, and Rhino, which makes 6. And he kind of, after everybody clears out, he just looks at you, and he just points at the door and kind of says, scoot on in. He says with his hands, scoot on in there for a second.
I do. I oblige.
And then
Every
fix
muscle-
the door.
Is it all 3 of us, or 6 of us, or 2 of us?
He intends for you to scoot on in there. He's not going to stop anybody else.
Yeah,
yeah,
Hyala's
right.
not letting him go in alone with someone she considers scum right now.
And Nim doesn't
if
want
I
to feel
see,
left out.
you know what? I'm gonna see Hyala coming in with us. I'm just gonna be like, I got this.
Me too.
Hyala, stay out here.
She
No
can
way.
come in, Merrymaker.
All right. Nim, make friends.
Okay. So Rhino, how did you get your name?
And then we close the door.
So the captain just kind of walks over, and he takes a chair and sets it up by one of the tables, and he just pulls out his flask and he takes a sip. Merrymaker. And as he kind of looks at you for acknowledgement.
I'm not gonna say anything, but I'm gonna make eye contact. I'm just gonna nod at him.
You know, not everybody seems to beeline it straight for the desert. You know that, right?
I do. At least from what I can gather.
Don't you think I'm a little smarter than that boy? And he kind of just breaks eye contact with you, and he's just giving a 1,000-yard stare now across the room at nobody, just out the window.
I reckon. Although, never would have figured be your strongest muscle. Like me.
Always managed to be funny. What does the old man want you here? As he kind of just takes another sip. Still not looking at either one of you.
I don't know. Honestly, I think I'm probably one of the few who hasn't heard anything from him.
You know, I don't know what to say.
Neither do I, Captain. But your man in a tower wants some audience with us, and I don't know why. And I get the feeling that in all of his almighty powers, from what I can gather, that everything we've done up to now has been up to his hands in one way or another.
That would be the primary reason why I didn't shoot you when I walked through that door. Because I realized it would probably be my life if I took yours. Just tell me one thing, and then I'll let you both go. And at this point, I don't even think I care if you lie to me again. What did they send you here for this time?
Hey, buy a lot.
Take a guess.
Kiala shoots him a look. I will not clarify what look.
I'm going to shoot one back to her. And even with all the stuff that happened with that Zorn thing, this is probably the most, like, you've just seen Samson just pissed.
It's a pissy day.
A pig in a crown. More or less, summoned us and put us on the chopping block unless we came here and stole something from Zanzibar.
But he knows.
Don't know why, don't know how, and sadly, didn't know of any way to get our asses off the grill. As to why I'm here. I couldn't turn down the paycheck because I knew that was going to be one of the only things I had to keep my mom alive. And I meant it to you when I said I wasn't in the business of taking lives. Not for me, not for the crown, not for anyone. Right now, our backs are to the wall. And I don't know what Zanzibar's thinking. I don't know what the king is thinking. And I sure as hell don't know what those two in the lamb are thinking. The only one I can say is what I'm thinking. Honestly, I wish this never happened. Not being here, not being in your hair, not having blood on our hand. Well, whatever the hell's going on, and I do mean whatever the hell is going on, I will put a stop to it with my own bare hand, or die trying.
And without saying a word, he's just gonna get out of the chair, walk over to you, and he's gonna just push his flask into your chest.
Oh, I thought he was gonna punch him again.
He doesn't meet your eyes.
I would advise not doing that with Kiala in the room.
He just stares at your chest and just holds the flask against you with the tips of his fingers. He's giving it to you, if it isn't completely clear. Hello, hello? Uh-oh. Hello? Fucking, hey, hold on.
I wasn't gonna do that, I'd do it. Hello?
There we go. The Discord just pulled a shade
Can
on
you
me.
hear us yet?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay,
Ooh.
you caught everything on my big ol' speech, right?
Your big old speech.
No, remake it.
The last thing I heard was myself
Captain
telling.
Ligma Ball.
The
That would
last
be what
thing
y'all was
I was able to hear was me telling you that he's giving you the flask.
Okay, then you pretty much missed nothing. So Samson is going to put his hands on the flask, like that Rosebeard gives, and just push it back to him. I appreciate that. And as much as I might need it, I think you and your lot might need it more.
I want you to have it so that you have a reason to come see me when this is all over. Take that until your hands are washed clean, and then return it to me. That's all I'm asking, and I've already asked a lot.
All right. We'll consider it my little prize for a port in Zanzibar's new wrestling champion. Also a port in Zanzibar.
Yeah, don't worry, you said it right.
Yeah. And Pimps is just gonna smirk and be like, "What's in here anyway?"
Just straight night whiskey. For now, I usually switch it up.
What do you mean, switch it up?
Well, I ran out of gins and I needed something in it.
Oh. If this don't come return to you, you can probably get an idea of what happened.
I somehow doubt you're going to die. And one last thing, if I can ask.
Mm-hmm.
Can you
What
please?
the hell happened to him? He was asking a lot already.
just
Yeah.
for my own
And
conscience.
asking and asking and asking and asking.
Just for
Mhm.
my own conscience. Can you reel one back and just deck me?
It'd hurt more if I do it.
You could like, yeah.
Does
Love.
Kiala have like a high strength?
Yes.
No, actually, but she's also very, very, very angry.
You saw what Samson did to that wall. Nim, undent the wall. She needs an example.
It's already undented. It's fresh. It's clean. It's ready.
I don't know if you can unmend something that's been mended.
I think how Samson would do this. He's not the
Punch back
punching
type.
type.
Need a quick tutorial?
Samson's just gonna like half turn away from
Turn away from.
he's gonna half turn away from Rosebeard and then just use that as a and then pivot back and just hit him with I guess it'd be a haymaker considering like the height difference.
I guess I don't know punch names.
Well, the haymaker is like a punch that's like like wide and down, as opposed to like an uppercut or a straight.
Well, want to roll me strength?
Sure. I guess. Would it be with anything?
It would be at advantage.
Okie dokie.
Try not to kill Rosebeard.
That's a good advantage.
That's a very good advantage.
A very good advantage.
A good advantage, indeed.
So you give him a nice slug, a nice meaty hit, and his head just jerks with the angle of your punch. And as he kind of looks back up, still not making eye contact, you see a little bit of blood start to come down from his temple where you connected. Alright, get out of here.
Alright. And then...
And with that...
So we're going to head out of the thing, and I assume he's going to stay in the cabin for a little bit.
Yeah, he's gonna stay in the cabin, and I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a good place to stop.
Well, actually, before that happens, as we turn to the cabin, as we like exit the cabin, Samson's gonna turn to Hyala, and a single tear is gonna be rolling down his cheek, and he's gonna look up and be like, "Damn, his head is thick." Ow. And that's there we go.
Johnny's just gonna be standing behind you, trying to stifle a smile.
Yeah. Hyala's not looking. She's staring straight ahead, somehow even more expressionless than usual.
Ooh, I am glad I did not knuckle up with him last night.
You guys come out and Nim's talking to Rhino, comparing the different types of candy she has.
I honestly thought at this point we would come out and Nim would be on Rhino's shoulders, like putting a flower crown on him.
Rhino's just sitting crisscross applesauce, watching Nim like demonstrate her candy collection.
That's somehow so much better. Also, Nim doesn't have any flowers to make a flower crown, so she can't.
You should do your edible arrangements.
No, those are in the bags of holding.
I could use some edible arrangements right now.
You have the candies, actually.
To be fair, you haven't checked the pile out back.
Yeah, by fear of death.
Well, yeah, you have time next session to do it.
I like how, like, yeah, it's okay, it's just Samson's won't, like, you know, the personal line, the meat, all that, and the bags of holding. I'm like, what the fuck do you think everything was in?
Yeah, it was all either on print or in the bag of holding.
And, like, everything on print would have just been, like,
excess.
So,
I thought they were gonna ditch us in the night, and then they didn't ditch us in the night. They robbed us in the night.
It's a little of both.
Yeah.
They took Nim's decanter!
Well, you thought they were gonna ditch you. You thought they were gonna ditch you, like, the next night.
No, I've been thinking they were gonna ditch us since they had that chat back in the savannah.
So, I guess we're, done with the stuff for the night?
Yeah, that's the end of the recording. I'm stopping it now.
Okay.